The next item on our agenda is the school business administrator interview, which is tentative, which obviously isn't going to happen. No. The reason, well, this was actually on the agenda to be tentative, but there had been discussion in our last meeting of potentially interviewing one of the candidates last Friday for the school business manager position. That did not happen because there was sort of an oversight on my part. I'll take the fall. I did not.
No, on my part too.
That's okay. Didn't fully understand. There were some questions that Susan Ovens asked that actually brought some of this to mind. But as I looked through not only the open meeting law handbook, the Attorney General's guide, and then I looked through school committee policies. Just to start with school committee policies, that policy GCF. The following guidelines will be used in the selection of personnel. Subpart 3, for those positions where the hiring authority rests with the school committee, which the school business manager does, a representative screening committee may be established by the school committee, or the committee may direct the superintendent to establish a screening committee to assist the superintendent in making, it says his or her, recommendation to the school committee.
Need to change that policy.
Yeah, we did not do either of those things at this last meeting on last Monday, so I think it kind of behooves us to sort of follow our policy in terms of, I would recommend having the school committee establish a screening committee which may be made up of people who are not on the school committee, but I would recommend, quite frankly, the same people we were talking about. This is just a matter of doing these steps correctly. So I would recommend myself, Ms. Peters, Dr. Tyrrell, Mr. Devine, Ms. Keene, or Dr. Keene, and I believe Debbie Bennett.
And Maggie Oliver.
And Maggie Allerhead. We're sort of the intended group to be the screening committee. And this screening committee would act in executive session. It is subpart 8 of the open meeting law that we can meet to consider or interview applicants for employment by a preliminary screening committee if the chair declares that an open meeting will have a detrimental effect in obtaining qualified applicants. And then it says, provided, however, that this clause shall not apply to any meeting, including meetings of a preliminary screening committee, to consider or interview applicants who have passed a prior preliminary screening. And when you read the Attorney General's opinion, what this is saying is that the preliminary committee can act in executive session, but then when this entire body acts, it's going to be at an open meeting. So when we interview...
If we vote to appoint somebody, we do...
Right, well, not only, exactly. If we have a sort of, after the preliminary stage, when we have a final candidate or candidates, when this full committee acts, that will be at an open meeting.
Okay. So you're trying to keep us out of jail. Is that what you're trying to do?
That's always my
Yay.
goal.
Good.
So,
What do you, you need a motion?
so I guess the first motion is basically to have the school committee appoint a representative screening committee. And I would...
I'll make that motion with all the people that he said a few minutes ago, Maggie.
I'll second it.
Okay. So any further discussion about this? All right. And I would just note that I think when, I understand that when we informed the prospective candidate that we wanted to do these steps in order, he was actually very pleased that we wanted to do so.
Yes. We all like to stay out of trouble.
All right. So we have a motion by Ms. Peters, second by Dr. Twombly.
Hey,
I'm just handing out
Wow,
PhDs everywhere.
Motions.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. So I'll let, and I suppose just for the record, I do declare that an open meeting will have a detrimental effect in obtaining qualified candidates for our school business administrator position. So this preliminary screening committee will act in executive session. And
Yep.
if Dr. Tyrrell, you want to be the contact to schedule the interview,
I will be happy to do that.
thank you very much.
And we received another application today, so I'll get that to the people on the
To the
committee.
committee, thank you very much.